What do you want to talk about?
Well, so it's almost week 1.
Yeah.
We made some outlandish predictions.
Yeah,
some might say.
I
don't
think they
say
were
that.
landish.
We made predictions.
Yeah.
Las Vegas does this thing where they, say, "Hey, here's the over, here's the under."
Yeah.
I'm a little iffy on how that works.
I'm prepared to explain that to
so
you.
I might need some mansplaining.
Okay, so here's what happens. I'm going to kind of act the man in this mansplaining scenario. What Vegas does at the beginning of every year is they go, we're going to formulate a way to take money from people.
Yeah.
Via gambling. And so one of the ways they do that is they say, we're going to take each NFL team, we're going to get our Vegas brains together, and we're going to figure out what we think the very middle number of wins would be that they could have. So they might go over that, they might go under that, which is why it's called an over-under.
And that some people might see this as a O dash?
Yeah. Slash
U.
Sure. And so we're going to go through each of those. Now, we already made predictions.
Yeah, we made our Vegas predictions.
Yeah, we made kind of our Vegas brains got together and talked.
So, hey, real quick.
Yeah,
so
go ahead.
Let's say, our Vegas brain.
Yeah.
So, but if we were doing an over and under, we'd probably take my win total, your win total, the average, and then that'd be our over under.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's kind of a fun exercise.
Yeah. That's for next year.
Yeah, I think maybe we do that, and then we have people bet with us, which is illegal, but it's fine. We'll do it.
It's underground.
Yeah. Cool grassroots movement. Anyway, we're going to go through our picks. If one of us was higher on a team, you have to argue why the Vegas over is the right bet. Mm-hmm. If one of us was lower on a team, you have to argue why the under is the right bet.
Do you think it's ever going to happen where the over under is exactly what we predict?
It might be, and then we might have to figure something out in that case.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it. Ravens.
Here we go. Okay. Can I do a different order just because it's easier on
yes, sir.
Based on my phone?
You tell me.
Tennessee Titans.
Oh man.
First.
Okay. AFC South.
Yep. AFC South. Let's see here.
You had it 7-10 or 7 wins. I had 6 wins.
Okay, so I actually have to argue the over on this. Now the Vegas over under is 6.5. So we are exactly in lockstep with that. Kind of interesting.
Should we be are we special?
We're very smart, is what I'm learning right now. Do you want me to give my case for the over, or do you want you to start with your case for the under?
I mean, should we just move on and say we're right in line?
We're
with
right.
Where Vegas
we did it right.
Yeah.
Listen, it could go either way. We're exactly right on the Titans.
Yeah. So I guess I went under.
Yeah.
Which I'm ashamed of. And I don't even want to explain
it. Really expected you to be the over on this one, and so I'm really thrown off by having to argue why they're going to be great. But I can tell you this. Old Billy Jeans is going to be a top 10 QB in the NFL. That's a prediction by my co-host here.
Yeah. What'd you call him?
Billy Jeans. Will Levis.
Yeah.
Because it's like Will is Bill.
Yeah.
And then Levis,
cool.
like
is
Levi's, like the jeans. That's what I've heard.
Billy Jeans.
I've heard people call him that.
That's cool. I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're going to be over that number, though. I really do, with the additions they made.
Okay.
Because I made this prediction before a lot of those
before the
moves.
additions. That's a good point.
Yeah.
So now we're both over.
I think it would be a safe bet to say over.
I think
if you want to win some money.
Yeah, I think over 6.5 seems right for them. 6.5 is a low number.
By the way, did you see the video of them posting? There's probably 5 players that they got to tell they made the team.
Oh no!
And it was the GM and the coach. It was really cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, next team, Minnesota Vikings.
Wow, we're going all over the place.
Yeah, we're all over the map right now.
Okay.
This is NFC North, if I remember correctly. Okay, I was higher on these guys than you were. Again, this was before the JJ situation happened.
Yeah.
We're still basically right there. The over-under line is 6.5.
Same as the Titans.
You said 5 wins. I had said 7. I think, again, because things have changed, I'm probably on the underside of this now.
Yeah, I'm such an optimist just in general.
Do you think they're going to get over 6.5 wins?
I mean, I said no, and I'm going to stick with it.
Okay. So give me your argument. Why not?
Sam Darnold, right? That's it. Yeah. Sam Darnold.
Yeah, and I think if you're betting the over, the argument would be Kevin O'Connell's a great coach, and he can squeeze 7 wins out of this team.
I think they lose a lot of close games.
I think that's probably true as well. unfortunately. Okay, we'll move on. We're going to the Chicago Bears. Okay.
Let me find them.
Let's see. You had them at 6 wins. I had them at 9.
Where's Vegas?
Vegas has their over-under at 9.5.
So we're both.
Both under. But give me the argument for why under 9.5.
I just think it's a brand new team.
Yeah.
The coach is a defensive mind. They're fine on defense, but they're trying to really develop this offense.
Yeah.
So if you had like Kevin O'Connell as a coach, I'd argue all day, all morning, all afternoon, all night for over.
Yeah.
But the coaching just kind of was like, eh.
I get it. But you know why the over's the right option?
Caleb Williams.
Hey, have you seen all this star-studded offense? Have you seen
Keenan Allen's weight?
this kind of it's through the roof? Have you seen this kind of sneaky good defense at the end of last year? I think they quietly, there's all the flashy stuff, but if you really look deeper than that, they have more going on than meets the eye.
I think you're right. I mean, I think Vegas is probably more in tune with them than we are on our predictions.
I'll be honest, that was kind of my facetious take, but I would go under 9.5 if I had to bet on it. I just don't. We looked at their schedules. It's not an easy schedule.
It's a tough schedule.
Okay, let's keep it moving. We're going to the Saints. Now this is one. Again, you would be on the under. You said 5 wins. I said 6.
Yeah, what's Vegas at?
They're at 7.5.
I don't see how they win that many. I don't see how they win 7.5 games this year. I mean, it's impossible to win a half a game. That's why.
That's probably why. That's probably why.
So that they're saying they're going to win 8 games.
I mean, the line is 7.5, so like it's right around 7 or 8. Is what they think.
All day I'm going under on that.
I am trying to figure out how I could argue for an over on this.
Well, the division is very weak.
Thank you. That's what I needed, because I honestly, other than that, that's what it is. If you think they're going to get over 7.5 wins, it's because you think they're going to win almost all of their divisional matchups, and then like lucky. A couple random games.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to win very much.
No.
That's really interesting. Okay. Cincinnati Bengals.
Where are they at?
They're an AFC North team.
But in Vegas.
Let's see here. Vegas has them at a 10.5 win team.
Right between us.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
So I have them at 11, so I'm over.
Yep.
And I just think Joe Burrow coming back, he's kind of on a revenge tour. He's going to stay healthy.
Okay.
Your look made me think that I was talking about the wrong team.
Yeah, because I'm skeptical. I have only gotten a worse and worse feeling about the Bengals. We differ pretty heavily on this, I think.
I just think, man, it's good coaching. Good quarterback, good coaching wins a lot of games in this league.
I just have Joe getting hurt in a new way in the back of my head all the time.
Yeah, I understand.
And so that's what scares me. That's why you go under. But I do, everything you said is a great argument for over.
Yeah.
So I think this is an actual a fun one to talk about, as opposed to some of the other ones where it's like, I don't know how I can come up with an argument.
Right. Yeah, I could see them if Joe goes down. Another thing to think about too is Jamar Chase's contract. As far as I've heard today, it's still in limbo.
I think it's still in limbo, so he might sit a couple games.
Yeah, so that's another
not great. But I think we've heard good things about Yosevas, who's their third wide receiver. And
I'm unaware of him.
And T. Higgins is still there for this year.
Yeah.
So even if Jamar maybe takes a game or two off, like we saw Chris Jones do last year.
Yeah. You're not worried?
I'm not worried about them in that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think they're a pretty healthy organization.
Yeah. Other than just being cash poor all the time. Like they're just kind of are cheap because they have to be.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think things are good there, it seems like.
Yeah. So I'll stick with the over on that.
Okay. Let's go to the Raiders in the AFC West.
You had them at 7 wins. I had them at 3 wins.
God, I just hate that I keep trying to give myself these hard ones to argue. The Vegas line is 6.5. So right between us. Mm-hmm. So give me your case for under 6.5 wins.
Well, I'm pretty low on them. I said 3. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time Gardner Minshew was a franchise quarterback? I like the guy. I think it's cool.
I think you're right. I mean, honestly, like in my heart of hearts, I think you're right, and I think it's under 6.5.
Yeah.
Here's the argument for over.
Devontae?
You got Devontae. You got two very talented tight ends.
Yeah, that's true.
And so Minshew just needs to deliver the ball to them. He's done it before.
They can do it.
He needs to calm down. Just kind of get it together. Stop trying to be tricky. And just throw to your guys who can catch it.
I just think, like I said with the Bengals, a healthy organization. This just seems like a very unhealthy.
Yeah, they just can't get it together.
They keep striking out on coaches, and I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they hit.
What do you think about Pierce? Do you think Pierce is a good?
No, I think he's over his head.
Yeah, I kind of think so too.
I think he's an awesome coach, but not really like a head coach.
I feel bad about it. And have you heard? I heard something about him having a lot of past debts. And so he got this job as their head coach, and debt collectors have been showing up to their building.
That sounds about right.
Like, what a Raiders-y thing to do. Ugh, gross.
It seems messy.
Yeah.
I don't think they have... I think they're under by a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, yeah, I'm curious about this one.
The line is 6.5. You had 4 wins. I had 9.
I mean, I'll say under again. I don't think Kyler Murray ends the year. I don't think James Conner finishes the year.
Yeah.
I think they have some rookie people. Can't even. It's not Shane Steichen. It's the other one that I think that I always.
Yeah.
They are similar to me.
Gannon.
He's cool. Whatever. But that's just. It's not like a. It's not a franchise that you think of. Like if I'm an opposing coach, I'm like, okay, we got this.
Yeah. Okay. Here's my first thought. Now that we're going through all these again, I'm a whole different man than I was whenever we made these predictions, because I have disagreed with almost like the 4 out of my last 5. I'm like, absolutely not. With that said, I have to argue the over for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So this is why they are going to get over 6.5 wins, and it's because if you think back to last year at this time, they had a horrifically bad roster. Like it was like, how are they even fielding this in the NFL?
Yeah.
And those guys, while not great last year, they played above where they needed to for that coaching staff. And now they've actually added some talent. So I think that...
What talent have they added besides Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Listen, not very much. I'm trying to make an argument here. What their quarterback's back. People like him.
Kyler.
Yeah, I hate him, but people like him.
He's good at Call of Duty.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it is realistically, I think it's possible we get to the end of the season. Kyler worked magic on 4 games, and the other 3 were against really bad opponents. So they have 7 wins.
You know, if Kyler Murray stays healthy the whole year, they're probably about a 500 team.
Yeah, it just never happens. So I totally agree.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah,
when he's on the field.
Yeah, and not playing.
Let's move on.
Those video games.
Let's move on.
All right, this will be an interesting one. We got the Jets.
Okay, see, my opinion on them is different now than it was when we did this.
Yeah, but you're locked into whatever we said before.
I said 12 wins.
Okay, and I said 10. Oh, okay. I get to argue the under for once.
Are they at 11?
10.5 is the line. So it's right between what we had said.
So here's the argument for over.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers is, a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Yep.
He's on the end of his career, tail end.
Yeah.
But he's got young weapons. If they stay healthy,
yep,
they're a playoff team.
Okay. Under's very easy. If any one of them doesn't stay healthy and or Aaron Rodgers isn't who he used to be.
Yeah.
Then that you can just throw it out the window. They're not getting to 10
So
wins.
let's just say this. Let's say for some reason someone's like, I want you, here's $100 to bet on the Jets.
Yeah.
Over under. What are you going to put your money on?
I really hope it's an over, but I would bet under.
It was 10.5, right?
Yeah.
I'm betting under.
Yeah. Because even they have a good season at 10 wins.
Yeah.
And I could see that being very realistic.
That's like a successful season if they're at 10 wins.
Good job. Now, I'm sure Jets fans are disappointed with that.
I mean, if they make the playoffs at 10, which they probably would.
If you make the playoffs, I think that's what the line is. If you make the playoffs, then good season. If you don't, then bad season.
Thumbs down.
And everyone hates the Jets.
Everyone's mad.
Yeah, everyone's mad.
Next.
All right. Ooh, Dallas Cowboys. Okay, so this is, let's see here. We were close on our predictions, and actually we both went over.
Well, I think a lot has happened since we did this with the Cowboys.
Yeah, their line is 9.5.
And I was at 13. You were at 12.
Yeah, so I'm going to argue the under.
Well,
Do you want to start with the over?
what if we both argue the over? Because we
Okay.
both are over.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Dak Prescott is actually a pretty good quarterback.
He's pretty good, and as much weird turmoil as we've had from them in the offseason, the season's a different time. Like, everyone still works there. It's not like they lost people. They might lose them after the season.
They had a couple in, Bland is out,
Yeah.
and maybe someone else. I can't remember.
But, I mean, other than not having a running back, really, the rest of their team is really solid.
Here's a question about the running back. When have they relied on running back?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I mean, when Zeke was a young man.
10 years old younger.
Yeah. And now he's an old man and he's still playing there.
Yeah.
So, I'm not too worried about him. I think they were phenomenal last season. Mike McCarthy in the regular season has like a phenomenal record.
What was the number again?
The line
Yeah, was it 9.5?
was 9.5, which seems low to me,
So
right?
I feel like Vegas knows something because Vegas is rarely wrong.
Yeah.
9.5
9.5
is
feels
pretty low.
really low. Like something's wrong. I don't know.
Is Jerry sick?
Yeah, I don't. Would that matter? I
might
feel like he's
be-
been sick the whole time.
That's interesting because I think I would put money on the over like all day on that.
I would too. It just seems like, I don't know, even looking at their division, the Commanders haven't gotten that much better. The Giants are still 2 games you win for sure.
Yeah.
The Eagles, we don't know what the Eagles are. Like,
Yeah.
it's possible
I'm
they're
kinda-
competitive. It's
That'll
possible
be a fun one to get to.
Yeah, we're going to talk about them in a second. So yeah, I think that there's a world in which they walk away from all of their division games having won every single one.
Absolutely.
So that's 6 wins right there. And then you just have to come up with another 4 to hit the over.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty doable.
Yeah, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Put your money on the Cowboys.
Go ahead. We're not going to bet it, but if you have money you want to bet it on the Cowboys over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take it back to the AFC.
Which where are we going?
We're going to the Dolphins.
East then, right?
AFC East. Okay, this will be a fun one.
It's kind of interesting that the Dolphins aren't AFC South.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's East.
It's always weird. When you actually look at how like everything's divided up, it doesn't really make a ton of sense.
Like how is Jacksonville South? And,
Yeah, they're right
Well,
next to
whatever.
each other. Whatever. Okay, Dolphins.
wow, we
You
were
said
pretty,
10. I said 7 wins.
Yeah, what's Hollywood saying?
Hollywood and Vegas, both of them. I got a good word from Hollywood. They're also saying this.
They're in line.
It's 9.5 wins.
Yeah,
So you have the over. I have the under. Why over?
I think you have an explosive offense, and if you can just stay constant up until wintertime, that probably gets you 10 wins.
Yeah, I mean
And then
that's
you
actually
might lose
pretty
the
hard to
last
argue.
7, but
Yeah, because I mean my whole argument, and you know it, and that's why you said exactly what mine is that they always break down at the end of the season.
yep.
But they're going to be really good at the beginning. That's how they are. Mm-hmm. So the argument would be maybe they just kind of lose some fluke games at the beginning, or someone gets hurt.
Yeah.
And also, I don't trust their defense. So, like, as explosive as their offense is, their defense is mediocre enough to let people into games when they really shouldn't. They have no business based on that
Yeah.
offense. So I would say that's how you argue under 9.5. My win total of 7 feels unfair. That feels a little low to me.
I kind of think they might start the year 7-0.
I could see it.
Just think, Jags. The Bills will be tough, but Bills, Seahawks, Titans, Patriots, Colts, Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean the only one that looks even challenging for them out of those would be Bills, right?
And even the Bills are a little bit of a mystery.
Yeah. The Bills are. I feel like I'm giving the Bills so much credit just based on the fact that they have Josh Allen, which
Which is a big deal.
is a big deal, but like their team outside of that isn't awesome.
So back to Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Who the heck is Josh Allen throwing the ball to?
It's
And
same-
how come we are like,
Yeah, no, it's the same.
Yeah, okay.
You're exactly right. I think that's
Moving
a
on.
phenomenal point. Okay, let's take it over to the AFC South to the Colts.
Colts, baby? I have them at 8 wins.
I have them at 11, and okay, perfect. Vegas has them at 8.5. So give me the under.
Anthony Richardson's a flop.
Yeah,
You know, I don't want that to be true, but
Yeah.
I'm not totally bought into it. He might be like a good fantasy quarterback, but is he going to win you 10 games? I just don't see it yet. I'm sorry. I don't see it yet.
no, I think so. Obviously, the argument for the over is that he does hit,
Yeah.
and is what we saw. But I think it's a fair question because, yeah, he looked great at times when he played, but he didn't play for very long. A, so you're worried about injuries, and then
Right.
B, it's a small sample size, so who knows if he just took people by surprise for a little bit and now he won't anymore.
Yeah.
Or if he's actually good. So
I mean, in my opinion, his comp is Jalen Hurts.
yeah.
And Jalen Hurts is amazing, but I don't know if he can really put the team on Jalen's shoulders.
I agree. I don't think I'm lower on Hurts than you are.
Yeah.
And I don't think of him as a guy that you can be like, okay, take over, Jalen.
And I think the Eagles teams have been way more stacked
Yes.
than,
Oh,
than the
100%.
Colts are right now. So that's why I'm under.
I like it. Okay, we'll head over to the NFC South to the Falcons. Line's at 9.5,
All right, we're pretty much in line. I have him at 7.
and I am at 10.
Yeah. I
So,
think,
yeah.
I mean, if I could redo this, I'd probably
Would you be on the over?
would, yeah. But I'll just say, I mean, it's a new coach, new quarterback,
Yeah.
new a lot of new things. The Falcons have been pretty bad for a while too.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to just make that 180
Yep.
in a training camp, you know, I don't know. I won't be I'm going to stay under, you know. I don't
Yep.
I think they play a lot better, but Kirk Cousins also isn't the most clutch quarterback.
Yeah, and you just don't. I mean, everyone is treating these Achilles like you just come back from them, but
We wouldn't.
We don't know if you get the same guy or not. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way of knowing.
So tell me why it's over.
So the over argument is that we finally get a coach in there who actually uses his star players.
Who the heck is the offensive coordinator though?
You know, I actually don't know that.
Because it's not the coach.
Yeah, it's not the coach. Coach is defensive guy, so I don't know who their OC is. But I assume that he's going to be smart enough to just use his stars, which is not a thing they did before.
Yeah.
So you combine that with, okay, you expect at least mediocre quarterback play as opposed to bad quarterback play.
True.
You have stars all over the offense. And then as long as the defense can be serviceable with a defensive coach, then you would think, okay, you should be able to win all of your division games because you're not playing great teams there.
Yeah. At least like 80%.
Yeah, and then you get some wins over other teams. That's how you would argue the over. However, I will say in the same way, looking at this now, I think my answer would be lower than what I had said before.
So I doing a little Google search here. I'm kind of even higher on the Falcons after knowing who their offensive coordinator
Who is it?
is. Zach Robinson, he's an ex-quarterback.
Yep.
He was on the Rams
Okay.
coaching tree. Young guy, 37. He was a quarterback's coach, et cetera, et cetera. Pass game coordinator, worked with Matt Stafford.
You see,
Young, exciting guy. So I'm excited about the Falcons offense.
at the very least, even if he's not like a offensive genius, it sounds like he will be smart enough to know how to put together a run game, which is going to be a huge part. 'Cause
With
they
one
have
of the best running backs in the world.
Phenomenal running back.
Bijan.
And then they have a great tight end, a great wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they have
the weapons.
they have everything they need. So it's just a matter of putting it all together, which Falcons have a hard time doing, but maybe.
I'll still say under, but
Sure.
surprise me.
Okay, let's go to. We're going to stay same division.
Okay.
We're talking about the Panthers.
Oh, under.
We both said one win. The Vegas number is 5.5.
Do you think that's the lowest under or over under for any team.
You could, if you wanted to, they have a slider to where you could bet different, and you could take it down to 4.5.
But I wonder, like, do they have any other teams worse than that?
I don't think so. We'll see if we see any, but I don't think I saw any.
So I think that what we're seeing there is teams just stumble into a couple wins.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know how in the world you could argue they're going to come away with 6 wins, though.
Does it show the odds for over 4?
Let me see.
Because, I mean, that you might become a millionaire if you do that.
If you go under 4.5, it's plus 180. So you're gonna make money off of that. I don't know exactly how that works out. I'm not.
But if you bet over,
if you bet over 4.5,
yeah,
that's a minus money, a minus 225. So,
but isn't it kind of like opposite how that works? Where that
maybe
we need.
I'm not good. Yeah,
we need someone in from Vegas.
Yeah, we'll get a Vegas person on here.
Basically, I think you would become a millionaire if you vote over.
Yeah. Well, first of all, this is voting now.
Let's move on. The Panthers are going to suck. Vegas is saying over under 4.5. I think they're going to come in under. But if you want to gamble and say over, you'll
so
probably
the over under line's 5.5. It's even higher than what you just
5.5.
Yeah. Do you think it's possible that they would ever get 6 wins this season?
No.
I don't even want to do the game where one of us has to argue over. There's not a chance of that.
Yeah.
They won't.
Unless, like, the Saints, Bucks, and Falcons, someone dies or something.
Like a plane crashes.
Yeah,
I don't want to get
forfeiting.
that dark, but I'm going to have to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
It's not going to happen. I'll save you time.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we were just saying. The line, if it was at 4.5 and you're going, okay, can they be a 5-win team? That still feels really high to me.
Yeah.
But a 6-win team is like, absolutely not.
No.
All right, we'll move on. Cleveland Browns. So we're going back to the AFC North here.
You had them higher than me. You have them at 11. I have them at 9.
Yeah, this is one of the things I've changed a lot. Vegas has them at 8.5 wins now.
Okay, so we're both technically over.
Yep.
I would stay over because I think they have a good team. They got Mike Vrabel coaching.
Gosh, this is so hard for me because I think their defense is going to be phenomenal again, and I think their offense is going to be horrible.
I think it'll be better than we think.
You do?
Yeah. I think they're kind of holding back a little bit. I think Deshaun's going to come out and he'll be fine.
So you're going to you say 9 wins still, which is, I mean, that's the over, but just barely. I said 11, which I no longer think that.
Yeah.
I could see 9. I think 9 makes sense because I think their defense is going to keep it close enough to where even an average offense does it.
I bet the defense scores like one of the highest scoring defenses. I think they're going to be explosive over there.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And you know what? Just a shout out to our boy Josh. He's from the Cleveland area.
That's a great point.
I think for Josh, they're going to show up.
They're going to show up for Josh. I will say if I had $100 to place on one team, that's not one I would do.
Yeah, I would stay away from that.
That's close. That's a scary one to me. Okay, Houston Texans. This is another one we generally disagree on most of the time.
Yeah.
You had them at 9 wins. I had them at 12. The line is 9.5 for them, so we actually are right on.
I'm having a tough time finding them. Okay, I found them.
Give me your argument for the under on the Texans.
Okay, well, I'll say this. History doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And I don't think that history is going to repeat itself from last year.
Yeah.
It will rhyme.
It's going to rhyme.
It's going to look okay, but they're not going to be as good as they were last year.
The rhyme you're talking about is like a Texans Schmexons rhyme.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, I mean, I get that. That is a logical... It's especially when you're dealing with as many rookies as kind of popped out of nowhere last year.
But people say a lot of times like that there's a ton of growth from rookie to second year. So
that's my argument is like they found something and they can now build on that as opposed to things evening out. But I think am I afraid of what you're saying? Of course I am. But I think they have something here.
What was the Vegas line again?
It was, hold please, 9.5.
Yeah. I'm at 9, so I'm really close to that.
Yeah. It's another scary one. I don't know that I would feel good about betting
Yeah,
that.
I would stay away from that one.
Okay. Here's one where we can really sink our teeth into. We're talking about the Patriots.
Okay.
We're actually perfectly split on this. I said 5 wins. You said 4. The line is at 4.5.
Yeah,
So they have the Patriots worse than the Panthers.
that's shocking to me.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I really think. Right now I'm technically on the under at 4 wins.
Yeah.
I think if they go with Brissett, I think they're at a 4 wins. I think if they kind of pivot though and let the young guy cook, he knows his way around the kitchen.
He knows.
All
He
right.
knows the difference between a spatula and a
Colander, and
whatever. Great. Thanks.
So I can see that. I would want to. I would bet over. I would bet over.
It's funny because I technically have the over here,
But
but I think I would bet under. I just keep hearing how horrible their offensive line is.
Yeah.
And it's like it is the worst offensive line in the league, I think.
Well, Drake May can move.
And yeah, that's the antidote. I just hope he's okay back there.
Well, they got Joe Milton to back him up.
There you go. Get Joey.
I like Gerard Mayo, man. I think he's cool.
I do too. Things I'm hearing about them, I'm a little bit worried about. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I think I would go under in this moment. But I think over is probably a pretty safe bet.
I think, man, they're gonna win. They're gonna win 4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
So it's a tough one, but I'm gonna say over.
Okay. Let's talk Chargers.
Oh shoot, I got to eat crow.
You had them at 15 wins.
Yeah.
I had them at 11. The line,
Let me guess.
yeah,
9.
8.5. Vegas doesn't have faith in them.
You know what? Screw it, dude. They're over. They're gonna win 14, 15 games. I believe it.
I love that.
They got Justice Herbert,
Yeah.
one of the best throwers of the ball.
Yeah.
They have Jim Harbaugh, one of the best minds of football, one
Yeah.
of the best motivators in football. He's going to will this team to win.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
That defense is going to be top 10.
They're going to be cooking?
Cooking.
So I was 100% with you until you said 14 to 15 wins. That kind of scared me off a little bit.
I mean, well,
But I will
stick
say
with 11?
the line's 8.5. I don't
Over.
think there's any way that Jim Harbaugh goes under 500 this season. He
Yeah,
won't do it. He's going to win at least 9 games.
Yeah, let's see.
Uh-oh. The wallet just came out, folks.
Yeah. I got
That's
$7.
that's 7 whole big ones.
I would put $7 right now on the over.
That's great.
I
I
would.
love that.
If I could. We can't bet in California, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't believe we can.
Yeah.
You would have to log in from a different state. I don't know
VPN
how that. Yeah,
type
that's
deal or
a
whatever.
whole different.
I'm not going to do that. I might work with my guy in Tennessee.
Yeah.
I might just say, hey,
Hey, slap a couple. Slap 7 big ones on
Yeah.
Chargers.
yeah,
Over.
I'm not going to name any names. I don't want to get anyone in trouble
That's
here,
right.
but I might be in touch with a source.
I like that a lot. Okay, we're gonna slide on over to our other LA team, the Rams.
Okay.
This is an interesting one because you had them at 13 wins. I had them at 9, and again, the line is 8.5. So we both went over, but you're a little bit higher on them. Talk to me about that over.
I just think, probably the best coach in the NFL as far as offensive scheme and team building.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I mean, yeah, I'm probably a little bit too high, but I don't know. I'm not going to be surprised if they're 13-4 at the end of the year. Like, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
I'm more surprised if they're under 8.5.
Yeah. I mean, the argument for it, which I'll just give
Stafford's
it to
gonna
you,
get hurt.
someone gets hurt. Yeah, it doesn't have to be Stafford. I think Puka's hurt currently, but like a minor one.
A minor hurt.
And then Cup was hurt last year. Stafford generally will get hurt.
Yeah.
Their defense lost Aaron Donald. There's
Yeah.
those things. But I think if everyone can stay healthy, then I think they get over 8.5 wins.
Yeah, I'm going. I would put another $7 on the over for that.
You better watch out. You're spending $7 left and right. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to talk about one that is kind of a bummer, and we both actually would fall in the under of this line. The New York Giants.
We're both under. Wow.
So I said, or you said 2 wins. I said 3. The line is 6.5.
Brian Dable effect.
Yeah, do we trust him anymore? Maybe Skinny Dable now that he's lost
Yeah.
a lot of weight.
Apparently, he looks the same to me.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't look very different to me.
I guess I'd be hard pressed to put $7 on the over on that one.
Yeah, I just don't know where they find their wins. Okay,
Panthers.
just looking through. I guess now that JJ is hurt, maybe they beat the Vikings week 1 if they get lucky.
No,
Like
they
if
won't.
they catch them off guard.
They won't.
Okay. So then
Commanders
I think
lost.
can still beat them. Browns defense will shut them down.
Cowboys are killing them.
Yep.
Smoking them.
Seahawks probably win.
Smoking them.
Bengals win.
Smoking them.
Eagles win. Steelers, I guess, if they just completely
It's a toss-up.
implode.
It's a toss-up.
Um,
Maybe try 2 with the Commanders. They could take that.
Yep.
Maybe.
so that's 2 wins. Panthers, they can get a win
Yeah.
if they choose.
Bucks, probably not.
Probably not. Cowboys, no.
Yeah.
Saints, probably not. But maybe. I feel like everything goes their way and they get 5 wins out of the season.
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
We're going under hard on that.
6.5 is pretty high. Too rich for my blood.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Okay, let's leave Sleeping Dogs Lie, I guess.
That's nice.
Let's go over to Seahawks.
I'm curious what I said for this one because I feel
We actually
differently.
agreed. We both said 7 wins. And Vegas has them at, do you want to guess?
8.5.
7.5. So we're all kind of right in line.
I think they'll be over.
You think you've kind of built some confidence in them?
I think, yeah, man. I think they're going to be pretty good.
What changed for you?
Defense is going to be amazing.
Okay, you think that coach came in and is gonna
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on
revamp
his
everything.
name. McDonald or something?
Mike McDonald.
That's right.
Almost positive.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just think I've watched a couple interviews and I think he knows how to build a team, how to build a culture.
Yeah.
Gino, they have some new, University of Washington coordinator. Maybe get a little more out of Gino,
Yeah.
who you like. I don't.
I do like Gino. And hey, listen, one of the Harbaughs is on the staff.
Yeah, it's true. His
So-
son.
I think I'm still scared.
8.5?
7.5.
7.5?
So you think over definitely now.
Yeah, I'd be pretty comfortable saying over.
Okay, so the under argument is just let's give it some time to all work. Like all the new stuff.
Let the pot simmer. Do
Yeah.
not watch the pot until it simmers.
Yeah.
And then let's see if it boils.
Yeah.
But don't watch
But
it.
don't watch it.
So that's a tough one.
So just don't watch any Seahawks games this year is what we're kind of the advice we're giving.
Yeah.
Not one I would bet on. I wouldn't bet my money there because I still feel a little shaky on them.
I would look at the odds once I understood what
Yeah.
those mean. And if there's some big upside, I think I'd be kind of interested in the over on that one.
Okay. All right. This will be a fun one to talk about. Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles. I have them at 13 wins. You have them at 9. I'm guessing Vegas is probably around 10.
That's really 10.5.
10.5.
So, give me the over.
I think it's a really good team. They got Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
They got Jalen Hurts, who's kind of got a little bit of junk thrown his way, right? Like
Yeah.
people are sort of doubting. Not Shane Steichen, their coach, Sirianni, is probably going to get fired. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, you like that.
No, I don't know. He'll probably end of the year there. But it's just a good team. It's a good roster. I think they put it together and they can kind of finish the year better than they did last year.
Yeah. I think the argument for the under is like what happened there, and then like Sirianni's still there.
You know who the
after
problem
that
was?
happened? Who was the problem?
Jason Kelsey. They got rid of him.
I didn't want you to say it. I didn't
Just
want
kidding.
you to, but I knew you were going to
Jason
do
Kelsey was the only thing that kept that team together,
it.
I'm sure.
They probably would have all fought each other and not showed up to games had he not been there.
Yep.
I would say the concern and why you would get to under 10.5 wins is you go, there's something wrong with the coaching staff and the vibes are off there.
And that's probably true. I mean, we've heard this stuff like Jalen Hurts can't
Yeah.
sit in a room with him.
Yeah. So that scares me a little bit, but I get why you would go over on 10.5 wins there.
Yeah, I mean, think about the Giants, Commanders, teams that are pretty low and on the rise, maybe.
Yeah, you're going to get those wins.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are going to be tough, but
Yeah, but I mean,
You might split that series and then
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I got emotional.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Jason's gone. And
Sometimes that happens for me. We're ready to talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
NFC South.
I think that's the NFC South. We're talking Tampa Bay. That's, I think, to the west of Orlando. If I'm not
Sure. You're kind of the Floridian. You know that stuff.
I have them at 8-9. You also have them at 8-9.
And the Vegas line is 7.5. So we both went over.
I think we're safe to say that because Baker's going to bake. They're a good team. I mean, they made the playoffs. I think we see about the same what we saw last year.
I think I agree. They're in a bad division.
Yeah, give them
and
like
they're
5 wins.
mediocre enough to just get about a 500 record. I don't think they're going to be. I don't think they're going to be 7 wins or under. That feels low to me. Like they'll get at least 8 wins, and like they're not going to get more than.
I don't think I want to bet on this one.
No,
but I feel pretty confident they're over.
I feel really, really confident they will either get 8 or 9 wins. They were not going to get 10. They're not going to get lower than 7. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Thank you. I tried to lay out my argument really logically.
Listen, they are in no world going to get 10 wins. There's not any universe where they get 10 wins.
Impossible. It can't be done. Not for them. Sorry.
Not for them. You know what's kind of fun is, so we, just for these listeners who aren't getting video right now, we have a document, sheets.google.
Yeah.
Docs, actually, it's a Google Doc.
It's a Googled sheet.
Okay, it's what it is.
If we're
what
being
it is.
specific,
It's run through Google.
Yeah, correct.
But if Nikolai kind of opens up a cell or like highlights a cell, I see it on my screen. I just noticed that.
Oh, that's fun. Are we? It's in like shared mode.
Yeah, well, like here, I'm gonna highlight the Giants.
Wow. Yes. Very fun. Okay. That's perfect because we're going to the Commanders. You had them at 7 wins. I had them at 8. The line is 6.5 these days. You want to give me why it would be under?
Jaden Daniels doesn't cut it out.
Yeah,
I mean,
just not.
and backwards hat coach is a failure.
Oh, good point. We
Dan
talked
Quinn.
about Dan Quinn this week in our textual messaging.
Yeah,
we talked about this, but Dan Quinn, you'll often see he isn't like the kind of guy that just sometimes wears a backwards hat. He always wears a backwards hat.
I was about to say like exclusively.
Yeah, like if he's gonna put on a hat, it will be backwards. And we're just talking about how kind of dorky that is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like even at our age, younger than Matthew Stafford, I just don't feel necessarily like right putting a backwards hat on. I feel like you reach a certain age where it's kind of like, hey, just don't do that anymore.
I'll do it in a pool.
Yeah,
like if I'm in a pool and wearing a hat, maybe I throw it on backwards for a minute. And maybe the cloud cover came over. I don't need it covering my face. But I'm not going to be an exclusive backwards hat guy.
No.
We're past that point of our lives.
In general, it's just kind of like an unprofessional look.
Just kind of, it to me, it's like you're trying to be a certain type of guy that you're not. Yeah. Sorry.
It always has bugged me about Dan.
So that's the argument for not under, or for why that's going to be under. Argument for over 6.5 wins.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, Jaden Daniels.
That's what it is. That's how you get there.
He overcomes the chaos and uplifts the team.
Yeah, and is their franchise quarterback for years to come.
Yep.
Okay, let's move over to another exciting one that I'm excited to do this one. The Bills. Line 9.5 wins.
Wow, so we were both over.
Yeah.
I was at 10, you're at 11.
Ooh. What? Okay. I'll let you choose. Do you want to argue over or under? Because I actually feel like my number might have changed.
I think I'll do over.
Okay. So why over 9.5 wins?
You have Josh Allen. You have the chemistry. You have McDermott, who I'm not really huge on, but he's been there. Like, not a lot of moving pieces. You lost Stephon Diggs. That might be okay.
Yeah.
You got a rookie in for wide receiver. But you have like Dalton Kincaid on the rise.
Yeah.
I think it might be kind of like the Baltimore Ravens, where you got a mobile quarterback that can throw.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews, big target. Dalton Kincaid, target that Josh Allen just continually goes to. And I mean, for the Bills to win less than 10 games, I think would be like a pretty epic failure.
I think that's true. And now this is why I'll give you the under on 9.5.
Okay.
They have consistently been a double-digit win team for, what do you think, like 4 years now?
Maybe even more.
That's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
Their roster has been slowly aging and kind of declining in talent.
They lost their really good linebacker? I'm forgetting his
Milano.
name. Milano, yeah.
And they continue to kind of just quietly lose pieces and not really. They had some, but just not a ton, to be honest. And I think that one of these years we're going to see a drop off that's going to be maybe unexpected because we're so all used to their track record of like double digit wins. Mm-hmm. But I just don't think this is the team that we have seen over the past few years.
Do you kind of think McDermott might get tossed?
I think this is going to be a make or break year. I think if he doesn't get double digit wins, he's gone.
Yeah, and if he does, then it kind of shows he can coach with a different type of group. And
that's right.
Yeah, I don't. I almost hope they're under because I kind of want to see a change in Buffalo. I
like. It's really sad to say that because I want them to win so bad because they've been so close so many times.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like, I think to move forward, you need to take a step back
and get someone like Mike Vrabel or
get
someone
a Vrabel in there.
Yeah, someone that just has a different.
Just switch it up. Yeah. Get a Belichick in there.
Yeah.
Would love to see Belichick at the Bills. Bill Belichick.
The Bill Mafia.
Wow. That would be confusing for namesakes. It would be very good.
I hope it happens.
Okay, well, let's move it on to the old Jacksy Jags.
Yeah, we both have them at 7 wins. What's Vegas at?
What do you think?
7.5.
8.5.
8.5.
I feel like that's just high. I don't trust them is the problem.
Yeah, their division has historically been really bad. It's getting better. I think they kind of split series with all those people.
Yeah.
I just don't really see it. I'm not as big on Trevor Lawrence as Vegas is.
No, I'm the same. And I think, so I've heard a lot of things on them lately that statistically last year, they were better than their win total.
Yeah. I'm just laughing because like I was watching you talk and not make eye contact. Yeah. And then like you did, and I was thinking about the eye contact.
Like, whoa.
And then now I can't make
it. Okay, well now I'm making eye contact. So their stats had them actually like pretty good at defense.
Yeah.
They had a mediocre year on offense, and then things just kind of didn't pan out for them. Things all kind of luck-wise went the wrong way. So there's an argument to be made that regression-wise they're going to actually bounce back this year. But there's something about them. I don't know if people can understand this unless you've been a Chargers fan for a long time.
Do they have
it's
that?
Like, it doesn't matter how good you are. Sometimes you're cursed, and you're just going to be bad. And it feels like that's kind of what has happened to them.
Like the over feels like absolute best case scenario.
Yeah, like to get to 9 wins, that seems like that would be so difficult for the Jags.
Yeah, and they might do it. They really might do it. Like I would stay away from this bet just because.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet.
I don't know it.
Yeah, I agree, but it just also feels optimistic.
Just in general, bet.
Yeah, bet. We're talking about kind of your Riz too, kind of how much Riz you have lately.
Plenty of Riz to go around.
Bet. Yeah, bet. Let's talk Packers. Green Bay.
Okay, Green Bay Packers. Cheesehead's coming on for the fans out in Wisconsin area.
You love these guys. I do too.
12-5.
You have 12 wins. I had 10.
I think Hollywood. I keep saying Hollywood. I think Vegas is probably going to say over under 10.5.
It's 9.5.
Yeah, I think over all day.
Yeah, I actually have a really hard time. 9.5 seems a 9-win Packers team with this roster feels like that would be kind of crazy.
Kind of the also of the Jaguars. It's like worst case scenario is that.
Yeah, it feels like, and in the same way that like the Jags, it just feels like they have bad luck and things will not go their way. The Packers are the opposite.
Yeah,
like,
things go well.
Things go well for them.
Jordan Love, I think he's getting a lot of respect now. I think he's gonna. It's funny. I don't know. I don't want to get into that right now.
I think the way you would argue for an under is either Jordan Love just played out of his mind last season and is actually a bad quarterback, or he gets hurt. That's how you get under 9 wins for them. Anything else to say on the Pack?
No, go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go. Let's take it over to the AFC West rather, and talk about them Broncos.
Oh shoot, 4-13 is where I have them.
I had them at 1 win, 1-16.
I bet Vegas is like 7.5.
They have them at 5.5.
Oh, interesting.
So it has. I mean, it's bad. It's bad, but it's my opinion of them has turned around quite a bit since I said 1 win.
It seems like Sean Payton's really kind of making it what he wants it to be.
Yeah. Where would you go on that? Over or under 5.5?
5.5. I mean, I'll say under still.
Okay.
And it's just a lot has to go right to win in the NFL, and I think Bo Nix is good. We'll see what we got, but even if he's good, the whole roster is not that great. So it's going to take a lot to get over on that. And but what I will say, the future is looking pretty good for them. Yeah,
I agree. I think I can see them being. So I said 1 win when we did this originally. I could see them being like a 4 or 5 win team now.
Yeah,
where they maybe could they will if they play the Panthers, they can beat the Panthers.
Yeah,
if they play the Giants, they can probably beat the Giants.
They don't play the Giants.
Okay. Other than that,
they play the Raiders though.
See, like that feels like a coin flip to me.
Yeah.
Just because they don't. I do think my 1 win prediction was when I was like, I don't think Bo Nix is going to even be like mediocre.
Yeah.
And I think he's proven he can play mediocre football.
Yeah.
And so then it comes down to what the point you were making is they don't really have anyone on their team that's like great.
No star power, really.
I think their only one would be, and I'm blanking on his name, but their cornerback. Surtain. Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't know of anyone on their team that I'm like, yeah, they're good.
I mean, I like Javonte Williams, a running back. I like him.
Sure.
Good physical runner.
I would say like average runner. Like he's not like, whoa, superstar.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Not top tier.
Yeah.
I will say that like with Bo Nix, I mean, I'd take Bo Nix over Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I would too.
I'd take him over quite a few quarterbacks.
Yeah. I think my tune has changed on that as well. Yeah. Now it was like a wah wah,
and now it's like a.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Was that a flat?
Yeah, it was a flat minor flat.
I thought I heard a 7 in there.
Well, because it's the jazzy tones of my voice.
Okay.
Okay. Let's take it to a team we both love, and that's the Detroit Lions.
Oh shoot! Can we say? I'll just say over.
Yeah. You said 14 wins. I said 12. Vegas has them at 10.5.
They're being conservative.
I think so. Honestly, it's difficult for me to come up with a way they get under 10.5 wins.
Yeah, I think maybe if just the Dan Campbell message has gone stale, and
that would
he's
be
lost
it. That's
locker
the
room.
one way, right? Because otherwise, they have the talent, and people have always been ready to run through walls for the guy.
Bite
the kneecaps off of everyone. And so if they keep that energy, I think they're only going to be better than they were last year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I say Vegas needs to up that by at least 1.
Yeah, just be better, Vegas.
Yeah, and maybe get Hollywood involved.
Yeah, maybe call Hollywood, see what they think about this stuff. Let's take a trip back to the AFC North. This is another team we both really like. We're going to talk Ravens.
I have them at 15 wins. You have them at 13 wins. Vegas has them at 11.5.
10.5.
That's what I said.
And that's what it is. It's exactly what you said. Again, this is a really... How do you get under? Because I think we both agree it's over.
Defense has fallen flat.
Like they're
Mike McDaniel in Seattle has turned that ship around, and he's left the Ravens defense to sink in the Atlantic Ocean.
Good headline. That's a headline, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
Breaking.
Yeah, I think it's It's either that or injuries. Other
Lamar
than that,
Jackson goes down,
Yeah.
torn Achilles.
Lamar catches a flu for the 8th time and has to poop during a game. Can't complete game. Lose.
Yeah. So they're over.
I think so. That just
What was it? 10?
10.5.
I'd feel pretty comfortable putting money on over on that.
I would too. I just don't see where they lose all that often. I mean, there are other good teams, but they're very good. They just seem stacked to me. And maybe the season will come and we'll be like, oh yikes! But I don't think
We'll eat crow where we need, or eat raven where we need to eat raven.
that's right. I hope I don't ever have to eat a raven. Let's go over. Stay in the same division. Talk about the Steelers.
Steelers.
Pittsburgh.
I was kind of wondering. I was like, I don't think we've said the Steelers yet.
You had them at 6 wins. I had them at 8, which is perfect because
Vegas has them at 7.
7.5.
7.5.
So-
Are they all halves?
Yeah, they're all halves.
Yeah,
because it can't. If it landed on that, then do I win or lose?
Yeah, and then Vegas is all up a creek.
Yeah, exactly. Vegas goes, I guess I have to shell out all these clams.
And then you got shell funds and all this. Yeah.
All the things. Anyway, give me the
7.5.
under. Give me the under for Steelers.
Under is they have 2 quarterbacks, and if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have 0 quarterbacks. You got 2 running backs, you got 0 running backs.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's a great argument. And honestly,
also,
yeah.
you have the curse of Arthur Smith.
Yeah. If I were to redo my numbers now, there's no way they get to 8 wins. The only reason I did that
His history
is
often
that
repeats.
history
Or,
never repeats, but it often rhymes.
yeah.
And you got a coach there that just never gets under 500. However, this is the year. This is the year it's going to happen. I just don't know. He's going to have to. It sounds like Russell's their starter.
Yeah, I think he announced it, yeah.
And I just don't feel comfortable with their roster. Their defense might be phenomenal, but I just don't like their offense at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd be pretty comfortable saying under.
Yeah. 7 wins. I think they might. I think I can see them being like a 5-6 win team.
The NFL's crazy, man, because they might be 10 wins.
I know. It's crazy how that. We're going to be wrong about most of this, but not most.
Yeah, we'll be wrong about a few of these.
Few things because we chose to be wrong.
Yeah, we're just trying to create drama.
Yeah, we want content. All right, let's talk about a real true love of ours also.
Chiefs?
49s.
Oh. 14
let's see here.
wins for me, 12 for you. Vegas has them at 11.5.
Yep. That's
So-
all right.
We're both over.
Woo! I hope you feel good. That was good. That was cool how you did that.
I do feel good. That's the first one I've tried a lot.
Yeah, you've tried a lot of times, and you know that was right.
Shoot, man. I think it's over. Like they're gonna win them around 13, 14 games. They got Ayuk signed. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that.
So it's like they're back. Now they need Trent.
Yeah,
They need Trent
Get
Williams.
Trent Williams sign on the dotted line. I don't know. I don't know who that guy was. What my agent voice? I think. It's like, hey,
Like DeVito's agent.
Yeah.
With
the fedora and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. I assume he represents Trent Williams also.
Yeah, he's gotta. If he doesn't, he should.
I think the only argument for lower than that is okay. I think the Super Bowl hangover thing is overblown. I think they're too good of a roster to not just.
Well,
win
they've
a bunch.
already
They've been there,
been
done
through
that.
that.
They have that hangover every day.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to argue that they're going to be on the under, it's because of injuries.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to put that evil on them, Ricky Bobby.
They have some pretty good depth, though. So, I mean, even if some people go down, I'm not too worried.
Yeah, I get Pearsall in.
Yeah.
He's probably wandering around like, well, I guess you got signed.
Yeah, I guess I should just go pack my bag.
what do I do
Get
now?
on the practice squad.
Yeah, they're going to be just fine. Anything else to say there?
Nope.
Or should we go last but not least?
Are we there?
Certainly not
Oh,
least.
so I see what did we kind of go like last to, or
I think
worst
we
to first?
sort of
Best?
did. Yeah.
Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Reid is the coach here, and they're in Kansas City, not Kansas. It's Missouri.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember as a kid that kind of blew my mind.
It's very confusing because it's the same city on two sides of a river.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, what's happening? Why can't we just make this easy, guys?
And get this, I've never even been there.
Yeah, me either.
But we know.
But that's the thing is that Google has transformed all of our lives.
Google AI.
Yeah, Google Maps, Google World.
Google Sheets, Google Docs.
So thanks, Google.
Chiefs are... Hang on, where are they? There they are. Okay.
Yep.
Me, Andrew, I said 14 wins. Him, Nikolai, said 10 wins.
Yep.
Vegas, just like the 49ers, has them at 10.5.
Well, 49ers we're at 11 and
Yeah, and Vegas has the Chiefs a little bit lower at 10.5.
It's 11 and a half.
11, just where the 49ers
Just right
are.
where the 49ers were.
So that's amazing that I got 2 in a row to end this.
That is amazing. I'm amazed by it.
I wish I could say that I don't want 14-3 because I think that's a little bit over.
That feels steep.
But I think they're going to be over 11.5. I think they'll be 12.
So give me the case for over.
It's just they're like the best team, man. 3-peat. They're hungry. They want. It's like they have the Super Bowl hangover maybe, but they're hungry to make history.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to get the 3-peat? I know we've kind of talked about this.
No.
Okay. I just wasn't sure if your heart had changed.
Nope.
Okay, so argument for the under, which I think I'm going to stay on. 11.5 feels like a lot.
It is a lot.
I think the argument is they could still get that 3-peat and look at last season. They had a horrible regular season. They squeaked into playoffs and then they took it all. So
Taylor Swift factor.
I kind of see them doing that same thing again. I think at this point, they look at like the first half of the regular season as preseason now, where it's like, this is where we're going to learn how our players work together. We're going to get it right. By the second half of the regular season, you're like, this is a pretty good team now. And then playoffs are like, okay, now we're going to play Travis Kelce. Now we're going to like actually play. And then they look phenomenal.
Looking at their schedule, their bye is pretty early at, I think it's week 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I could see them kind of what you're just saying, like starting off a little shaky, maybe 500 ball right there.
Yep.
And then after the bye, it's lights out probably.
Yeah, it's time to take off, and then they do, and especially because so the front part of their season is tough. They start with the Ravens, Bengals, Falcons, depending on what you think. I think the Chargers will give them a good game.
Very tough game.
Yeah. Then you kind of get into that middle section. The end ends with Panthers, Raiders, Chargers again.
Tough game.
Browns defense is good, but I think they'll still be able to win. Texans, depending on what the Texans are. And then you end with Steelers, Broncos. That's basically like 2 bye weeks at the end of the season.
They might be resting starters.
Yeah. So like, I think that it's going to be maybe a slow start and then just end real hard.
Yeah. I think it's hard to say under for them.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool though, like if they are under, just to sort of allow some space for other teams to get up there.
Yeah,
it'd be cool if they kind of did that.
Just kind of like a nice thing,
us.
and kind of say like, "Hey, Vegas, check this out." That's the teams.
I'm tired.
I'm tired too. That was a lot.
Yeah,
that was a lot.
Like I loved it, but I think like 5 minutes ago, I was like, I hope we're close to the end.
Yeah, and hey, we did it.
We did it. I got a bunch of these Vegas odds like right on the nose.
A bunch of them, almost all of them. Yeah. And the thing that I'm going to remember from this is that when we made these predictions at the beginning of the offseason, I felt the most confident about them. And now I don't feel confident about over half of them.
But what's interesting, man, is we weren't really far off at all from...
No, we're right
Vegas
on kind of the Vegas odds.
Yeah.
But I'm better than Vegas. That's what I like to think.
I don't like to use the word I like to say we are better than Vegas.
You're right. When I say I, a lot of times I mean we.
I means we.
Yeah.
We means us.
When you're a Tuddy buddy,
yeah,
you and we and us are all the same.
Yeah, man. You like Travis Scott?
Hey, you know what? Overall, not a ton, but you know what song is very special in my heart? We'll say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Goosebumps.
And that's not a book. That's a song.
No, it is a book, but it's not by Travis Scott, and we like the song.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the book, but
if you're interested in learning some Travis Scott music, learning about it,
Yeah.
Start out with Goosebump.
Start there.
Goosebumps.
You're gonna Goosebumps multiple.
Start out with Goosebumps.
And you're gonna hear a part where he goes brr, 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 and you're gonna go, that's cool.
And you know that's one of the Tuddy Buddies' favorite parts of any song.
Yeah,
ever.
we love sounds.
Yes.
So that said, I hope you guys have a great final week until real football happens.
So our plan for next week is we're going to try to record either before the Thursday night game or after the Thursday night game to kind of go over what we saw and preview week 1. I think what we'll do is maybe we'll look at some of the Vegas odds on games for week 1.
I think so. And then we can really dig into just kind of what's going on in Vegas's head.
Yeah. Try to dissect that brain.
Yeah, that is crazy mofos.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Is there any particular game that you're really excited about to watch week 1?
I mean, I think that Chiefs-Ravens game,
Thursday Night Football,
there's TNF is going to be a fun time. I just really want to see the Ravens offense play.
Overreaction Friday coming up.
I can't wait. I can't wait for after week 1. I'm going to be back in my zone, keeping the data.
Yep.
Coming up with my rankings every week. Week 1 always is wild because someone who you think's really good loses by a lot, and then they end up being like their 32nd team.
Yep.
And it's very fun to just speculate from there and overreact.
Overreaction Friday coming your way next week. That will be in September of 2024.
Yep.
I do that just so we can look back on these and smile.
You're going to go, wow, where was I at that time in my life? Anyway, Tuddy Buddies, we love you. Can't wait for the real football to start. And, lock in those bets.
Lock in those bets. If you want some one-on-one help on Vegas odds, reach out to us through Spotify, through YouTube, through any channel.
Any way you can, reach out. It made it pretty clear we don't actually know how the odds work.
Well, reach out to us to explain them.
But we'll tell you what a good bet is.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you how much money you're going to win.
No.
I'm going to tell you how to win it.
Yeah. You want to know, hey, can I please win this bet? Yeah, we'll tell you how to do that.
You can win this bet. I don't know how much you're going to win, but you're going to win.
Yep. Done.
See you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.